So we wait for her to get off, and she took down our address from the little, the sheet, I guess, whatever that that we had. So she helped us, and it was a totally different way from where my mom showed us. It was actually an easier way to get to our house. So so by the time we get home, of course I get in trouble when my mom gets off of work. Oh, you don't know how to get home, this and that. And it was just like, I was just so irritated. And I was just so irritated. So I guess the following week, I just was like up to, this new house. Now it's like worse. Like now we're barely eating, and now we're going to school. And the reason, my reason, like I said, school was my safe haven. And another thing was because my mom could not always afford to feed us, which was very aggravating. So I didn't even care about nothing else but eating and getting away from home. So this one week, I was just like over it. We woke up late, got in trouble for waking up late, because, of course he's going to tell my mom that we woke up late or whatever. So we get to school. I get to my class, and I liked it. My teacher, I can't remember what her name was, and she was like an old lady. Like, I know she passed away by now. But I liked her because she was so honest, and she would tell us like the truth about a lot of stuff. I remember when she used to tell us, like, if somebody tries to kidnap us or tell us they're gonna kill us or whatever, we supposed to like either scream or tell them well, you might as well kill us right now, because she's like, once they take you from that location, you may never be seen again. Like, that's the type of teacher she was. So I got to class, and I was just sick and tired of everybody asking me, was Shaq with my dad? And I look like Shaq, and I was just tired. And being at home, I was just tired. And I just got to class, I remember, and I put my head down and I cried like almost all day. I just cried all day, all the way until I think lunchtime. And everybody else got to go to lunch, and she let me sit there. But I guess when she heard me stop crying, she came over to me and she sat next to me. She's like, what's going on with you? What's wrong? And I just told her, I was like, I hate it here. I don't like this school. Everybody keep making fun of me. I don't like our new house. I don't like it here. I miss all my friends, and I just hate it here. And she was like, she understands. It's, like giving me a nice little pep talk about, like change is going to be hard. And she was just like really pouring into me, telling me it was going to be okay. And what she did was, because the school that I was, the other elementary was still in the same county, they did this thing where she was like, okay, we're going to do this. You're going to write all your friends that was at your old school a letter, and we're going to send it to them, and they're going to send it back to you. Like, it's like a mail, like mail through the school. So I was like, okay. And that's one thing I do is, like, when I'm real frustrated, I write about my feelings. I've always did that, had a diary and everything to write. And so I did that. And I think it was like 2 days later, like, I got like this envelope full from like everybody from Annex. Well, not everybody, like all my friends from Annex, they wrote me, they was writing me back. And I think that was the moment that I was like, oh my gosh, like, I still have friends, and I felt like I still had some type of somebody that still cared for me. And that went on for a couple of weeks. And then, of course, once I started making friends at, the new school, the letters kind of like stopped. But so it kind of got better, but I did start making friends, of course, because like I'm a people person, and it was just home now. That was like my aggravation. And I remember, like I said, like Jan found out where we went to go see Jan a couple of times, but Jan used to call us. Well, she used to call me because I was up and had to make sure that the food was there for us to eat, and start cleaning and all that other stuff. But she used to call us me like every morning, because at that time she wasn't picking us up anymore on the weekend. She would just call on the weekend, see how our week was, how we liking the new school. And, of course I was telling her I don't like the new school, and, they're picking at me because, I'm black, I'm dark skinned, and because in my class there was like another, but you could tell like everybody grew up in the same neighborhood or whatever. But I was telling her all of that. But then she started asking me questions, which was like, I was like, huh? So she was like, how do you like it with, my mom's husband? And I'm like, she already knows I don't like him like that. And she would ask like, is he telling us to tell people not to tell us stuff? And I was like, at first I didn't understand what she was asking me. So I was like, no, we don't talk to him like that. I know, like, because in the new neighborhood, my mom, like I said, my mom kept telling like the neighbors and stuff that he was our dad. So when we would be outside cleaning the yard and stuff like that, some of them would come and introduce themselves, and it was like, oh, your mom and your dad is, and I was like, no, that's not my dad. And they would look at me like, what? Your mom told us that? I was like, no, that's not our dad. Of course, like I said, I'll take that whooping all day. I don't care. No, we don't like him. And he still was doing the same petty stuff that he was doing. So, and then one time she just called, this time she just asked. She was like, is he touching y'all or touching you or your sister any type of way? Or is he trying to give y'all stuff so y'all won't tell him? And I was like, ugh, Jan, like, why would you ask me that? Like, that's nasty. No, he's not doing that. Like, why would you ask me something like that? And she was like, no. So, she was like, no, I'm asking you because, sometimes, when they're not your real parents, sometimes they do things that they're not supposed to do to little kids. And I was like, oh, no, that's not happening. And I was like, I would say something if that was. And I think even if he was that type of person, I think he knew what type of person what kind of kid I was. So even if he was that type to do something like that to us, he knew I would tell. He knew I would tell because, one, I don't like you. So if I'm willing to take a beating for telling people that you're not my dad, yeah, I'm going to tell that you're touching me. Yeah. Even that little, I knew, like, don't. Yeah. So when and I was like, now that I think about it as an adult, like, there was still an angel watching over us in the 3D world. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of parents, friends of mothers and stuff like that, y'all need to keep close eye for stuff like that, because like I said, I've known, people's told me stories